Okay, guys, I wanted to share this little gem that I had during therapy because a lot of the therapy around what I try to do is very healing and hustling. I like to be intentional about my moves in business, but also in my personal life. As a mom, entrepreneur is very hard, and I was struggling to, hit my gentle parent era. I try every day to be that gentle parent. And what my therapist told me made so much sense. So if this resonates with you, please take this and run with it. She said, well, your son is 8. Do you know what an 8-year-old is supposed to know? And I said, girl, no, because at 8, I was already cooking lunch and dinner and making sure my little sisters were up for school, making sure we all got to school. So the parental role that a lot of us played as kids really affects the way we parent now, because I am so delusional in what an 8-year-old is actually supposed to know what to do. Like, I need to go read a book about it. Like, she literally gave me a book to try to understand what is normal for an 8-year-old, because I truly don't know what is a normal role or what is a normal know-how of an 8-year-old, because I have been doing shit that old people should be doing. You get me? So I just wanted to share that win with you guys. For me, that was a win, because then I wasn't beating myself up for not really understanding what an 8-year-old is supposed to know. But that's the healing side. Back to the hustle side. If you guys are still low on leads for your business this week, let's say you only got 2 people that hit you up about your services, comment coins below. I want you guys to join this free masterclass. The entire masterclass is about gaining leads, right? Thank you, Chrissy. It really is a generational curse, guys. And that's something that I did break with my 19-year-old. I never put her in a place where she had to parent her my kids, her siblings. She doesn't have to pick them up from school. She doesn't have those responsibilities, because it's something that I really did not want her to have. I wanted her to just live her life as a normal 19-year-old, just experiencing the things she wanted to experience. So yes, it was my norm as a child to look over my siblings and make sure, my dad was a single father. So all the parental mother stuff ended up on my lap when my mom left, which I wouldn't change it for the world. But do I want better for my kids? Absolutely. I want them to live a normal life based on their age, based on the things that they are capable of understanding and capable of doing. So yes, I that's what I mean about being intentional. So if you need more leads, I'm going to give you guys free game on how to gain leads. Like, literally action-based things that you could execute in real time. Do not think you need 100,000 followers to make this shit work. I'm going to give you guys strategies to use social media, both your personal and your, personal and your business strategies to use on social media. My dad did remarry eventually, but I was already much older. I was already in my 30s when he remarried. So, but yes, my bonus mom is amazing. She is great. She's very loving and supportive. So that, that 8-year-old me that longed for a mom definitely resonates with her. Anyways, I want you guys to join this. So I'm going to give you guys free game. I'm working on the deck right now. Again, I love to perfect it. It's already done. But, and it's very simple strategies. Don't think you need all these followers to get it done. You are going to execute this with confidence, and you will see the leads come in. You have to understand what a lead is. If you're over here saying that I don't have any clients, the first question you need to ask yourself is, do I have any leads? How many people actually asked me about my business this week? What is that number? If it's 5, then strive for 10. If it's 10, then strive for 15 next week. Do not put unrealistic expectations into your space. Do not try to say, I need 40 leads this month when you barely had 2 last month. That's unrealistic, and it's going to make you burnt out. It's going to make you depressed, and it's going to just stress you out. And the whole idea of having your own business is to ensure you're not that stressed out. Like, so think about that number. I want you to write it down today. Write it down. How many people hit you up? It's Thursday today. So from last Thursday to today, how many people hit you up about your business? That's question number one. The next question I want you to ask yourself is how many of those people actually converted into paying clients? Okay? How many of those people that hit you up last week is a lead? Anybody that hit you up about your service or your product is a lead. Then you got to qualify the lead. Once you qualify the lead, that's your ability to turn them into a paying client or customer. How many of those people actually converted into a paying client, whether it was a deposit or they booked an appointment or whatever? So that's how you track your conversion. That's how you understand, like, I have a lot of leads. And when you can track these numbers, when you can track these metrics, that's when you can really dissect your business. Like, okay, I had 18 leads, but none of them booked. You better be going through those 18 leads trying to understand what you said to them to turn them off. Or did you not say enough? Did you say too much? Like, do you guys get what I mean? So you should be understanding intentional strategies. You have to understand what you said, what you didn't say. Maybe you explained something that they didn't even think of. So these are things I'm going to be discussing in this webinar. Understanding your client journey, what it looks like for them. If you're creating content, that content is supposed to be turning them into followers. That follower should be a lead. Then the lead should be a paying client. Like, this is the journey, the client journey that they're experiencing. And if somebody doesn't cross over to the next part of the journey, it is your job to understand what happened to them. What happened to them during the journey that they did not cross over into the next section. People that are watching my content, and it's not like everyone is going to convert just because they see that I exist. You get what I mean? But understanding that, like, I have one piece of content going viral right now. I think it's at 600K views. I got 3,000 followers from those views. And then when I look at my list of the people that commented coins or commented coins from another one, that is a way to track metrics in terms of, like, okay, the conversion from them watching to be a follower, from a follower to opting into one of my free master classes. Then there's another pipeline for conversion from there. So you guys really have to understand the journey. Will today's webinar have the same information as the last one? Yes, it is definitely going to have. I'm not going to make a new webinar for each one. I have way too many followers to try to make sure everyone is getting new information. It's very reminiscent of the last one. But if you're not executing the strategies from the last one, I highly recommend you join this one, because, yeah, even the people that I work with now, I'm still reminding them of the things that I talked about in the last masterclass. So definitely join. And definitely if you were in the last one, I talked about using your profile picture as a lead magnet for your business. People are more inclined to give you your money if they know what you look like, you know? So if you were in the last one, I did discuss that. Definitely join this one if there's things that you want to refresh yourself about. And it's just good information. When it comes to giving information on social media, whether it's through a reel, through a masterclass, people will not get it the first time around. People won't get it the second time around. Usually they say that you have to present information at least 7 times for people to understand exactly what it is. So and that's another gem real quick, guys. Don't feel like you can't talk about the same shit over and over again. Do not feel like that. Like, if your thing is browse, talk about browse over and over. Don't limit your content to, like, oh, I said that already, I can't say that. You're going to run out of shit to say. And furthermore, if Instagram is only showing your content to 10% of the people that are following you, that's if you start going viral, they're going to hear it and they're going to be like, oh, okay, like, I'm going to do that. So Do not limit yourself to the things that you feel like, oh, I already talked about that. I shouldn't talk about that again. Absolutely not. Keep talking about it, because I promise you, the people that get free game, half of them will not execute because they did not pay. Half of them. So the more you say it works, the more you say this will help you, they'll eventually give it a try. They'll eventually give it a go, and then they'll see that it actually really does work. You get me? So comment coins. I will see you guys today. Again, track your leads. How many people actually asked you about your business this week? Once you could put that number down, count how many people actually converted into a paying client this week from those pool of people. Okay? If you have something going viral, Instagram will literally tell you how many people followed you from that reel. Literally. And it's just nice to know these numbers, because once you know these numbers, you can be a little more intentional about the things that you do. If you like the way something turned out, if you're intentional and there was a rationale behind it, you're able to duplicate that same thing. If you didn't like the way some shit turned out, the likelihood of you repeating that mistake or that issue is going to increase because you weren't intentional in the first place. So write it all down. Be super intentional about your business. The whole idea, like, social media, the key is consistency. Absolutely not. I can post some random shit every day, and if it didn't make sense to the people that follow me, zero conversion. Zero conversion. Right? But if I'm intentional with everything that I do, if I know who I'm talking to, what I'm offering, then I can track the metrics. So that's what we're doing. We're creating leads. We're talking about being intentional in our business. We're talking about healing. We're talking about hustling, because that's the shit I like to talk about. So even if you joined last week, definitely join this week or the week before, 2 weeks ago, with men, business friends, etc. I rarely post. Have more success with word of mouth of healed results. Invest in your technique, not in your content. I mean, if that works for you, that's great. However, it has never been easier to use social media for growth. The way you're growing your business is amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And kudos to you that word of mouth works for you. Word of mouth works for a lot of people in the beginning, but the potential for your reach is out there. Word of mouth is very localized. Guerrilla marketing is very localized. When we think of people back in the day, grassroots guerrilla marketing and word of mouth was exactly how most businesses grew. Billboards, phone books, everything very local, right? Very localized. But once you start diversifying your business and your knowledge, you're going to want to implement strategies using social media to gain those leads. And you're saying with men, business, friends, etc. I rarely post. Wait, are you saying your target demographic is men, or are you the man? Because I did have a barber. He's one of my friends. He's a barber. And I saw one of his stories yesterday. He just posted a picture of his pants saying he has a few spots left. I gave him a strategy to run. Within 10 minutes, he booked somebody, all because I said to do X, Y, and Z. He's a man. Obviously, he don't promote like that. He's a barber, but I don't know. He did it and it worked for him. So I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, come through. Anybody that needs more leads for their business, I'm going to give you guys strategies to execute in real time. I'm going to teach you the things that I did to diversify. Oh, you were saying to not waste. Oh, no, that's not true. Because look, SMP is a male targeted audience. And I have a lot of friends, both men and women, that are SMP artists that target men. And it works. And that is a high ticket item to convert. And yet they still convert, you know? So, and honestly, even with my friends, like, I use social media in the growth of my business. I use my personal and my business, and I was filtering out the people interested that were my friends and family to push them into my business. And the ones that went eventually booked with me. You know what I mean? Truth is, I don't use social media effectively because I never took the time to learn how to use social media like I should. I mean, you know the problem. The next thing is finding the solution, because social media, I think it has never been easier to grow a business than it is today for all of us. Because imagine the people that came before us that only had billboards. They'd have to shell out like hundreds of dollars for a billboard. And even if that billboard did not convert, if it did not convert, it's stuck up there for however long you sign that contract. With us, we can use ads, we can make reels, we can make, we can use our stories. There's so many tools on social media for us to utilize with the knowledge of sales psychology and understanding those, factors, that the likelihood of conversion is a lot higher. Even when we're paying for ads, you can now, Instagram lets you test your ads, test A, test B to split your budget. If test A is not working, shut it down and let's go to B, because B is the one bringing in the leads, right? So for me, my thing with ads is run the ad, let it run its course, track it for a week, see how many leads you get. If you don't like the number, take it down, redo the ad, redo the caption, redo the call to action, and then post it back up. Or you could run the A-B split. But nonetheless, even that is a write-off towards your business. Even a write-off, like being able to write off marketing, your ad spend for your business is a game. And also, if you are using a credit card that will give you 2% back on purchases now it's the vibe. Now you making money, you know what I mean? You're getting 2% back from money you were already going to spend anyway. Like, that's the shit that makes sense. That's the shit that we need to switch on and start looking at our business strategies in that way. All right, guys. Booked and Busy helped me still so much to this day. Oh, yeah. Booked and Busy Blueprint is literally how I grew multiple businesses. Like, I can't even stress enough, like, how that literally changed the entire way, not just for my business, my daughter's business, anybody that's taken that Booked and Busy Blueprint from 4 years ago. I made that course 4 years ago. They were able to grow. They were able to grow. And one of my mentees now that's in my group, she just told me yesterday, we were talking yesterday, and she said, 2 months ago, she was new to the PMU industry. She could not close a single person. This month, she closed 10 people for PMU. All because she knows strategies to gain leads, and also because of my help for closing. So definitely come through. Comment coins. I will see you guys at 4. I will see you guys at 4 for this free masterclass. There is over 130 slides, so be prepared to learn, but more importantly, be prepared to execute. Don't be addicted to knowledge and allergic to execution. Like, literally, you are hurting your own self in your business. Do not let fear continue to dictate your decisions. Be about the faith. Be about the faith that you have in God, in the universe, in yourself, in your ancestors. Believe in something outside of yourself that it can pull you out of your fear into your faith. Fear is so rancid to our energy. It's so rancid to our soul. And more importantly, it keeps you in a box. And you ain't got nobody else to blame for being in that box but yourself. Everybody in here is an adult. If you don't feel safe making choices, find a way to feel safe within yourself. You got to forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made in the past in order to feel safe for the decisions you're going to make in the future. If you have yet to forgive yourself for that shitty decision you made 10 years ago, it is time to forgive yourself. If you failed at a business before this one, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for everything that you have guilt over, everything that you have shame over. forgive yourself so that you can make better faith-based decisions. The one thing that I tell myself about the mistakes that I've made is like, I learned from them. I could literally sit here and be like, I learned from those mistakes. The likelihood of me repeating that mistake is very unlikely because I already learned from that mistake. I don't have to live off the fear of the mistake that I made because I know with confidence that I learned from them. But part of that is forgiving. Forgiving myself for making the mistake in the first place. Forgiving myself for the people that I hurt with the mistake that I made. There's a lot of things that we can forgive ourselves for, but we choose to pretend like it don't exist, or we don't feel like we're worthy of forgiveness. The very first thing that you want to do in the growth of your business is forgive yourself for everything that you may have done wrong, so you can make room for shit that is right, to correct it, to repent, to make yourself feel better, to be a better version of yourself. Do not hold yourself to that standard of the past. And if you are still around people that are holding you to that version of yourself, go on and leave them in the past with that person because they must like them. You are not them. Leave them over there. Okay? All right, guys. I will see you guys at 4. I have a little bit of cleanup that I need to do in terms of my deck. I have a few cleanup things I need to do for my med spa. And then I'll see you guys at 4.